Good afternoon, I'm back with the review. I'm just pumping these reviews out like it's no tomorrow. Brilliant. So yeah, I'm going to be having a look at a show from the Wrestle-1 promotion, Keiji Muto's Wrestle-1 promotion. And yeah, it was good. This was the show that I watched. I'm analysing now. It was good. Like, I liked it. Speaking to people, or communicating to people, and on the internet they sort of say that it's quite a bad product, but this show was good. It was good. I quite liked it. It was solid. Really easy to watch. The production values are really good. They've got all of the promo videos are sort of similar. They're all of the same ilk, and they have they play this metalcore type music, and yeah, it's quite enjoyable. I really liked it. Those promo vids are good, and yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of talented workers here. I mean, I'd say, looking at the roster and seeing all of these guys for the first time, it's probably, on par with all Japan at the moment. Probably beats Noah. You got talented guys. I mean, probably not as good as DDT, but good stuff here. Alright, so the show that I'm looking at was from the 30th of last month. It was it is the final day of the Sunrise Tour. I watched one of the house shows from the 25th, I think, and it was alright. It's just a pretty typical house show. So this show was uploaded by Real Hero. He's a user on Dailymotion that gets this stuff as soon as it airs on television. He gets it up. So he's pretty good, and he's my friend at the moment because he's always got this good stuff all the time. That's awesome. At the moment, Keiji Muto is the champ. There's some transition thing. He's had it for about 106 days. I think he said the main title for 106 days, and I think he's probably going to be handing it over soon. It looks like they're grooming Kai, K-A-I in capital letters. And he's pretty good. His match on this card was quite poor, but he's a pretty good worker. I don't think they had it on a fellow named Kono. I think it's Masayuki Kono or something. And he, from what I've seen and heard, he just wasn't up to the standard. He's not a terribly great worker. He never was. He was in All Japan. Might have been nice to watch it. All right, so yeah. I know there's a big feud. The big heel stable called Desperado. And so there's Wrestle-1 versus Desperado, and then they've got I think they have a 0-1 feud invasion type thing going on as well, and this is reflected in some of the matches and later on the card. Alright, so let's just get to it. So the first match we had Akira, Ryoto Hama, and Rion Fujiwara, who I think is Australian, and we have El Hijo del Pantera, and they took on Nasawa Rongai Masada, Andy Wu, and Hiroki Murase, I think so you pronounce it. I only saw the last 3 minutes of this match because this one was clipped, so I'm not going to give it a rating. So there you go. And there wasn't much happening anyway. Didn't really enjoy it. It wasn't even good. It wasn't even that good for an opener. Right, next up we had Desperado, Tajiri. No introduction needed there. He's super Japanese charisma dude. Spent significant time in WWE and ECW. This was a short match, put Tajiri over. I liked Yamato back in the day. I remember watching him, and he's jobbing to Tajiri, and Tajiri should be there to push other guys, and he didn't. So Yamato's a good worker. He needs to get pushed for this thing. That's not happening. But there wasn't much here either. Nothing really compelling. Really nothing compelling. 1.5 stars. Sorry about that. Next up, we had a match hyping up the 0-1 feud. You had Masato, Tanaka, and Daiki, Inaba. This was a good sprint. I like this match a lot. And I like sprints. Going straight to the finish. I think they're good. You get rid of all that. If you can incorporate the psychology, it's really good. Get rid of all that crap at the start, which meant nothing, go straight to finish. Why not? If the psychology's there and it's compelling, do it. Rightio. Inaba put up a decent fight in this match. Everything made sense in the match. Some really stiff stuff. No, I love Tanaka's forearm sliding smash. I don't know what he calls it. Always looks great. Just always looks really good. Awesome transition, very seamless, good matchup. I gave this 3 stars. So there you go. So that's much I liked it. Next up, we had Minoru Tanaka and Seiki Yoshioka taking on Yasufumi, Nakanoue, and Yusuke Kodama. I hadn't seen Kodama. I've heard of Nakanoue. He was around when I used to watch in 2010, and I hadn't heard of Yoshioka. So this was interesting. Wasn't as good as the last match. This was a spot fest basically. All of them apart from Minoru were doing all these moves, and it just looked like they were trying to get themselves out, which is fine. I mean, they're all new. There was no real finish for this one. There were some nice little things, and there are a few things that are a bit different, so that was good. There was a good beginning. The orientation was quite good in this match. Fizzled out towards the end, not compelling, but some quite good sequences. That's right. I gave this one 2.25 stars. Next up, Desperados. Masayuki Kono, that is his name, Masayuki, I can remember. Kono taking on Kai, K-A-I. This was pretty poor. I was expecting a bit more from this one. I mean, these is potentially 2 and 3 the company, and sucked. This would obviously build up to this match. I got the feeling this was sort of like to see the number 2 in promotion is behind Muto, and to get that title shot. Kono is the former champ, as I said. He won it. I think Kono won the title at their tournament last year, I think it was, and he beat Kai on the way. And Kono was part of the super heel stable Desperado in the promotion. So I thought this was going to be good, but it wasn't. Wasn't very good at all. And it didn't look like Kono had any interest whatsoever in this match. Nothing really happened. Finish was sudden. Kai just got some move. It may have been one of his finishes and just got the pin. I don't know whose fault it was. And Kai didn't look too interested either. And Kono, well, he just looks really horrible. You see, I don't like his look either. He just looks weird. It was strange, really unorthodox look. Alright, next up, another 0-1. We have Masakatsu Funaki, who shouldn't need any introduction. You've got, I think, Jiro, Kuroshio. He's strange. He's not too bad. He sells well. He's a bit strange. His gimmick is that he wears his jacket and he wants to put on a good show for the people, I think, or something. And he's good looking. His gimmicks are he's good looking. And yeah. Anyway, so they took on Hideki, Suzuki, and Yusaku, Obata. I mean, Suzuki's the IGF dude, legitimate athlete. He's pretty good. He's big, and he's scary looking. But yeah, this was good. This was terrific. Especially, and the finish for this was a count out. So for a count out finish, this was really good. Great initial psychology. It was really easy and interesting to watch some of the things they did. Each worker was worked into the match really well. Kuroshio, he was the whipping boy, and he didn't sell towards the end, so he was like whipped for like 5 minutes, or like 5+ minutes, and then he tagged it, and he came back in, and he just looked healthy. So that's probably one of the big downfalls, I suppose. Suzuki, he get tagged in, and then he just punched Kuroshio and didn't tag out, and the psychology was that he didn't want to fight Kuroshio because he wasn't at his level. So that was good. Really very heelish. So yeah, and it was effective in my opinion. Saying that Kuroshio did impress me at parts. He did some things. So he was good in the initial segments. So I mean, this is a hype match for the 0-1 feud, hence the finish. As I said, Suzuki looked terrific. He was really brutal, and he played the heel quite well. This gets 3 stars also. So two matches with 2 3-star matches. It's pretty good. Next up, we had 246 Hayashi and Shuji Kondo taking on the Desperado tag, KAZMA, Sakamoto, and Koji Doi. Alright, this was disappointing. This is like a cluster mess almost. There was a heel referee, like some Americans, scrawny American dude who sounded like he's from like Tennessee or somewhere like that. and interference. I like the look of KAZMA's charisma. He a lot of personality, but not much happening here. I think he just got a pinfall really quick. I gave this 1.5 stars. Wasn't all that flash. Right, and that takes us to the title match with Keiji Muto taking on Manabu Soya. This was good. This is a stylized match. If you want to see a stylized match where the structure is rigid and it's very focused, then watch this one. I mean, I don't, but at the same time, I don't really feel compelled to give this a good rating because it wasn't exciting, but it was engaging at the same time. I can't really explain it any other way. As I said, the structure was tight and rigid. Muto worked Soya's leg. He gave him like 20 leg screws. I didn't find the match particularly exciting. That there was no real climax, so to speak, in terms of narrative structure. So I was missing that. Muto was really good. He worked well. I think Soya's got a bit to work on. A few little things that I thought he should have done, and he couldn't. Stuff like that. I felt like when the finish started, where I think it started, I thought it was almost up to him to start, to take the load of Muto, and I just don't think he did. I just think he didn't do it very well. He just gave him a slammy power move type thing, attempted pin, and he did it like 4 or 5 times, and the crowd just didn't buy it. They weren't engaged at that point. But saying that, I still like this match just because structurally it was good, it was interesting, and I don't want to give it 4 stars, but saying that, I like this match better than the main event at New Beginning with Tanahashi and Styles, and I gave that one 3 3/4, so I'm giving this 4 stars, and I did like it. Not exciting, but very stylized. And I did like this one. I'm giving this 4 stars, so it doesn't quite make my top 5, but probably isn't far off. Might be like 7 or 8. That's my top matches of the year so far. And it's only Feb, only mid-Feb, so it's been a pretty good beginning of the year for pro wrestling. Anyway, so that's that one. I'm a bit tired today. Being Sunday, I've work tomorrow. Not as enthusiastic, but I just want to get this out. I watched this today. It's my first major Wrestle-1 show that I've watched and I've analysed and consequently reviewed and presented to you, the audience. So if you get a chance to watch it. Check out if you want to watch it. If you're going to Daily Nation, look at Real Hero. This is his username, and if the show gets aired in Japan, he has it in upload, so it's well worth following, and I'd be very appreciative of the fact that he takes the effort to do it. Alright, well, so that's that, guys. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.